Hello, this is Louise Hay, and I would like to discuss a few ideas with you for people who are concerned with how they begin their day. And once again, it is another morning. Another quiet doorway has opened. Another gentle invitation has been offered to you. I am very grateful that you are here with me, listening, breathing, choosing to be present before the world rushes in and asks for your attention. There is something very sacred about this moment, even if it does not look dramatic or special on the outside. The moment you wake up, before your feet touch the floor, before your mind starts replaying yesterday, your subconscious is still open, soft, and receptive. It is listening. It is waiting. And whatever you offer it now, it will carry with it through the day. The way you begin your morning is the way you teach life how to treat you. So many of us were never taught that mornings are not just a time slot on the clock. They are a threshold of awareness. They are a crossing point between the invisible world of thought and the visible world of experience. Before the world speaks to you through notifications, news, expectations, and demands, you have the opportunity to speak to yourself, and what you say in this quiet space matters deeply. If the first voice you hear is fear, urgency, comparison, or pressure, your nervous system locks into survival. But if the first voice you hear is gentle, loving, and present, your body relaxes and your life begins to flow differently. You are not late when you wake up. You are being given a chance to begin again. I often say that the point of power is always in the present moment, and nowhere is that more true than in the morning. This first hour does not ask you to be perfect. It does not ask you to solve your life. It only asks you to choose your state. Are you repeating yesterday, or are you opening space for something new? Most people live their lives on automatic replay, not because they want to, but because they never interrupt the pattern. Morning is the interruption. Morning is where you decide whether today will be another version of the past or the first page of a new chapter. You do not need to change your whole life today. You only need to change how you arrive in it. And yet, so many people unknowingly give this sacred moment away. They reach for their phone before they reach for themselves. They allow the outside world to flood their inner world before it has had a chance to settle. The moment you open your phone, you are no longer creating. You are reacting. Old conversations, old worries, old identities rush back in, and the subconscious slips into familiar grooves. It feels normal. It feels harmless. But over time, it creates a very subtle repetition. Days blur together. Weeks feel the same. Life becomes a quiet echo of what has already been. Reaction keeps you tied to the past. Presence opens the future. I am not asking you to reject the world or avoid responsibility. I am simply inviting you to remember that you have a choice. The first hour of your day belongs to you. It is not selfish to claim it. It is wise. When you begin your morning in reaction, you are pulled by circumstances. When you begin your morning in alignment, you move with intention. 1 hour of conscious alignment is more powerful than 10 hours of effort spent resisting yourself. Alignment does not shout. It accumulates. It gathers clarity quietly, and that clarity becomes your compass for the rest of the day. Peace in the morning becomes guidance at noon and wisdom by night. Living in creation rather than reaction is not about controlling outcomes. It is about choosing your inner state before the outer world has a chance to decide it for you. Reaction feels rushed, tight, and pressured. Creation feels spacious, grounded, and calm. When you choose your state first, events respond differently, conversations soften, solutions appear more naturally. You are not pushing life uphill, you are allowing it to meet you halfway. Your inner climate determines the weather of your day. This is why the mind must be gently trained before the world tries to claim it. An untrained mind does not rest in neutrality. It returns automatically to old fears, old judgments, and old stories. That is not a failure. It is simply conditioning, and conditioning can be changed. Morning is when you install the operating system for the day. Not through force, not through motivation, but through ritual. Ritual is different from habit. Habit is unconscious repetition. Ritual is conscious choice. When you repeat something with awareness and love, it becomes freedom, not limitation. Repetition done with kindness rewires your life. You may notice resistance arise when you hear this. A voice that says, "I don't have time," or "this won't change anything," or "my life is too complicated." That voice is not your enemy. It is simply the past asking to remain familiar. You do not need to fight it. You only need to choose again. Choose to sit for a moment. Choose to breathe. Choose to say something new to yourself. Every time you choose presence over habit, you weaken the grip of the old pattern. And this is where miracles quietly enter. Not through effort, not through forcing change, but through receptivity. There is a profound difference between saying, "I will try to make something happen," and saying, "I accept what life wants to bring me." Trying carries tension. Accepting carries openness. When you say, "I accept," you soften your body. You open your heart. You stop arguing with the present moment, and in that space, something new is allowed to emerge. Miracles do not respond to pressure. They respond to permission. Acceptance is not resignation. It is not giving up. It is the deep inner knowing that you do not have to strain to be worthy of good. Receiving is a skill, and like any skill, it must be practiced. Morning is when you practice receiving breath, receiving stillness, receiving guidance, receiving the idea that today does not have to look like yesterday. When you begin your day with the words, "I accept," you are not demanding anything from life. You are opening the door and stepping aside. What you allow can move faster than what you force. So as we continue together, I invite you to stay with this feeling. Not excitement, not urgency, just a quiet readiness, a gentle openness. Let this be a morning where you do not rush to become someone else, but allow yourself to be here, another morning, another chance, another beginning. And in the next moments, we will gently explore how to speak to this open mind, how to choose thoughts that support you, and how to welcome miraculous occurrences into your world without effort, without strain, and without fear. For now, Simply breathe. Simply listen. Simply allow. This is where it begins. Let us begin today with my favorite sentence, the one I return to again and again, the one that has quietly changed so many lives, including my own. I accept miraculous occurrences in my world. I say this not as a wish, not as a hope, but as a gentle statement of readiness. And I want you to hear how different that feels in your body when you say it slowly, honestly, without forcing belief. This sentence works not because it is magical in itself, but because it speaks directly to the deepest place inside you where receiving either opens or closes. When you say, "I accept," something softens. The shoulders drop, the breath deepens, the inner fight pauses, and in that pause, life finally has room to move. So many people tell me they want miracles. They pray for miracles. They wait for miracles. And yet, their inner dialogue is filled with self-criticism, self-doubt, and quiet rejection of who they are. My dear, you cannot receive what you are busy pushing away. You cannot welcome goodness while telling yourself you are not good enough for it. This is why self-acceptance always comes before transformation. Self-acceptance precedes transformation. Not after, not someday, before. When you accept yourself as you are right now, you stop sending the signal that something is wrong with you. And when that signal changes, the world responds differently. Self-criticism feels productive to many people. They believe that being hard on themselves will make them better, stronger, more disciplined. But what it actually does is close the door to healing. Criticism tightens the body. It sharpens the mind in painful ways. It keeps you in a constant state of correction rather than creation. When you criticize yourself, you are saying to life, "I am not safe yet. I am not ready yet." And life listens. Life always listens. Acceptance, on the other hand, says, "I am here. I am open. I am willing." That willingness is the doorway through which miracles enter. I want you to understand this very gently. Accepting yourself does not mean you stop growing. It means you stop attacking yourself while you grow. There is a profound difference. Growth fueled by love is nourishing. Growth fueled by rejection is exhausting. When you accept yourself, you allow healing energy to flow naturally. The body relaxes, the nervous system settles, the mind becomes more flexible, and from that space, change happens almost effortlessly. You do not become worthy by improving yourself. You improve naturally when you know you are worthy. As we move into gratitude, notice how closely it is connected to acceptance. Gratitude is not a polite habit. It is not a list you check off. Gratitude is a state of being. It is the quiet recognition that life is already supporting you in ways you may not have fully acknowledged. A grateful person is not begging the universe. They are not arguing with reality. They are living as someone who knows they are being held. Gratitude says, "I am not alone in this." And when you live from that awareness, your entire experience begins to soften. Many people think gratitude is something you practice after things get better. But gratitude is actually what allows things to get better. When you are grateful, you stop fighting the present moment. You stop insisting that life prove itself to you. Instead, you notice the subtle ways support is already showing up. A breath that feels easier, a moment of calm, a kind thought, a small solution. Gratitude tunes you to the frequency of receiving. The grateful heart is already in the position of someone who is being given to, and this is why the words you choose matter so much. Language is not just communication, it is positioning. When you say, "I want," you are standing outside the experience. You are naming distance. You are reinforcing lack. The subconscious hears that very clearly. It hears, "Not yet, not here, not mine," but when you say, "I accept," you move yourself into a completely different relationship with life. Acceptance says, "I am ready." Acceptance says, "I trust that life knows how to reach me." Acceptance says, "I am open to receive without struggle." Your mind understands these distinctions, even if you have never consciously noticed them before. I want keeps you reaching. I accept allows you to receive. One is tense, the other is spacious. One is effortful, the other is trusting. And trust, my dear, is what miracles respond to. Not desperation, not pressure, trust. When you say, "I accept miraculous occurrences in my world," you are not demanding that something extraordinary happen. You are simply removing the inner barriers that have been blocking the ordinary miracles that are already trying to reach you. I invite you to feel into this now, not to analyze it, not to test it, just to feel it. Say quietly to yourself, "I accept miraculous occurrences in my world." Notice what shifts. Maybe it is very subtle. Maybe it is just a slight softening behind the eyes or a warmth in the chest. That is enough. Miracles do not announce themselves with noise. They begin as changes in state. They begin as openness. They begin as a quiet yes inside you. When you live in acceptance and gratitude, you stop arguing with life. You stop keeping score. You stop waiting for permission. And something remarkable happens. Life begins to meet you with less resistance. Opportunities appear without force. Help arrives without drama. Solutions feel more natural. This does not mean challenges disappear. It means you are no longer fighting yourself while facing them. And when you stop fighting yourself, life stops feeling like a battle. So let today be a practice in acceptance. Accept your body where it is. Accept your emotions as information, not enemies. Accept that you do not need to understand everything to be supported. Let gratitude be your inner posture, not a performance. And let this simple sentence become a companion throughout your day, not as a spell, but as a reminder of who you are choosing to be. Someone open, someone willing, someone ready. Say it again with me, slowly, lovingly. I accept miraculous occurrences in my world. You do not have to see how they will come. You do not have to control when they will arrive. You only have to stop closing the door. Life knows how to reach you when you are willing to receive. And my dear, your willingness is already here. And as we continue from where we are, let me invite you to soften into something very simple, something the mind often resists but the heart understands immediately. You do not need to see the whole road in order to take the next gentle step. Life has never required you to know everything in advance. It only asks for your willingness to move with what is being offered right now. When you try to see the entire path, worry sneaks in. Worry tightens the body and tells the universe, I am not safe unless I control every detail. Trust, on the other hand, whispers something entirely different. Trust says, I am willing to be guided. And guidance begins to appear the moment you stop arguing with where you are. I have watched this pattern repeat itself in so many lives, including my own. The mind wants certainty before movement, yet life responds to movement before certainty. The miracle often waits just beyond the first step, not because life is testing you, but because growth requires participation. You step, life responds. You soften, life supports. You don't need a map for the next 10 miles. You only need enough trust to place your foot where it is safe right now. When you do that, the next place reveals itself naturally, as if it had been waiting for your permission all along. Let's talk gently about happiness, because this is where many people unknowingly give their power away. Happiness is not assigned to other people. It is not hidden inside circumstances. It is not delivered once everything is finally perfect. Happiness is a responsibility you take back into your own hands, moment by moment, not as a burden, but as a freedom. When you expect the world to make you happy, you live in reaction. When you choose your inner state first, the world begins to mirror that choice back to you. Notice how different your day feels when you wake up and quietly decide, today I will be kind to myself. The outer details may look the same, yet your experience changes completely. This is because circumstances do not create your emotional state. Your emotional state colors your experience of circumstances. The morning is especially powerful because it is a threshold. It is the place where you decide whether you will hand your well-being to the world or hold it gently within yourself. Each morning, you are choosing who is responsible for your happiness, and you are always allowed to choose again. Now, I want to speak to affirmations because they are often misunderstood. Affirmations are not about pretending. They are not about forcing belief or denying reality. They are about choosing where you stand energetically. When you speak an affirmation, you are not trying to convince the mind. You are introducing a new rhythm to the nervous system. The subconscious learns through repetition, tone, and emotional safety, not through argument. You do not have to believe an affirmation immediately for it to work. You only need to say it gently, consistently, without pressure. Think of it as humming a tune your body has forgotten. At first, it may feel unfamiliar. Over time, the rhythm settles in, and the body begins to respond. That is how healing language works. It is not sharp. It is not loud. It is steady, kind, and patient. When you repeat a loving statement, you are choosing a new vantage point. You are saying, I am willing to see myself and my life from here. And from that place, the subconscious starts reorganizing your responses, your expectations, and even your perceptions. This is not self-deception. This is self-alignment. And then there are miracles. I want to redefine them for you because many people miss them while waiting for fireworks. Miracles are often quiet. They slip in through small openings. They arrive as a conversation that shifts your perspective, an idea that feels oddly comforting, a moment of peace that surprises you in the middle of an ordinary day. These are not coincidences. These are responses. Life does not always announce its gifts with noise. Sometimes it simply rearranges your inner world until the outer world can follow. A miracle may look like relief instead of excitement. It may feel like clarity instead of drama. It may show up as the absence of struggle rather than the presence of spectacle, and that does not make it any less powerful. When you learn to trust guidance, take responsibility for your inner state, speak kindly to your subconscious, and notice the small shifts, something beautiful happens. You stop waiting for life to change before you feel better. You begin feeling better, and life starts to respond accordingly. The magnet shifts quietly, naturally, without force. So as you listen to these words, let yourself receive them without effort. You are not behind. You are not missing anything. You are learning how to cooperate with life instead of wrestling it. And that cooperation is where ease begins. Take a gentle breath here. Let your shoulders relax. Allow yourself to feel how much support is already present, even if you cannot name it yet. Trust does not demand proof. Happiness does not require permission. Affirmations do not need belief to begin, and miracles do not need drama to arrive. They only need one thing: your willingness to be open, right where you are. Let me ask you something gently, the way I would if we were sitting together in the quiet of a new morning. Are you willing, just for a few minutes, to receive instead of trying? You don't have to change anything. You don't have to improve yourself. All I'm inviting you to do right now is to listen with your heart, not your mind, and allow these words to meet you where you are. That willingness alone already opens a door. I want to begin by speaking words that have carried so much healing power through my own life and through the lives of countless others. When you say, "I accept miraculous occurrences in my world," something very subtle happens inside you. You are no longer asking. You are no longer hoping. You are standing in a place of permission. Acceptance is a powerful state. It tells life, I am open, I am available, I am ready to receive. And life understands that language perfectly. As you hear the words, "I welcome miracles into my life today," notice what your body does. You may feel a softening in your chest, or a gentle exhale you didn't know you were holding. Miracles are not events you chase. They are responses to openness. When you welcome them, you stop blocking them with doubt or self-judgment. You don't need to define what a miracle looks like. Life is far more creative than the mind. When you affirm, "Only good can come to me," you are not denying challenges. You are choosing a deeper truth. You are aligning with the understanding that even what looks difficult can carry growth, clarity, or redirection. This statement reassures your subconscious that it does not need to stay on guard. Safety begins to return, and with safety comes healing. And then there is gratitude. I am deeply thankful for all the love in my life. Gratitude is not something you perform. It is something you allow to rise. It shifts your awareness from what is missing to what is already present. Love may show up as people, opportunities, memories, or even lessons that shaped you. When you name it, when you feel it, your entire system relaxes into a state of receiving. Finally, let yourself feel the gentleness of this truth. I find love and support everywhere I go. You don't have to force this to be true. You simply plant the idea. And once planted, your awareness begins to notice support where it once overlooked it. A kind word, a moment of ease, a sense of being guided. These are not accidents. They are reflections of your inner openness. Now let us move into practice, because healing is not meant to stay in words alone. It is meant to live in your daily rhythms. I have always believed that mornings are sacred, not because they are busy or productive, but because they are fresh. They carry less mental noise. They offer you a clean slate before the world starts asking things of you. Begin with just 3 minutes. You don't need more. In the first minute, bring your attention to gratitude. Let 3 simple things come to mind. They don't have to be grand. The warmth of your bed, the light coming through a window, the fact that you are breathing. Gratitude gently shifts your energy from effort to allowance. In the second minute, speak 3 affirmations slowly. Let them land. Let them echo. Choose statements that feel supportive rather than demanding. You are not commanding change. You are inviting alignment. The subconscious responds best to kindness. In the third minute, visualize your day flowing with ease. Not perfect, just supported. See yourself moving through your day, feeling calm, capable, and guided. Visualization is not about controlling outcomes. It is about teaching your nervous system what safety and flow feel like. And then there is one practice that I hold very close to my heart: mirror work. This is where deep healing often begins. When you look into your own eyes, you are meeting the part of you that has been listening to every word you've ever spoken about yourself. So be gentle here. Be honest. Be loving. Look into the mirror and say, slowly and clearly, I love you. Let that land. Then say, I accept you completely. Acceptance soothes the inner critic in ways no argument ever could. Then say, I forgive you. Forgiveness releases old burdens that no longer belong to you. And finally say, we are safe. Safety is the foundation of all healing. When you repeat this each morning, something profound shifts. The inner war quiets, the body relaxes, the mind becomes less defensive. You are no longer trying to earn worthiness. You are remembering it. My dear one, these practices are not tasks to complete. They are invitations to return to yourself. The more gently you approach them, the more deeply they work. Healing does not rush. It unfolds. And each time you choose acceptance over criticism, gratitude over fear, and love over judgment, you are allowing miracles to move closer to you. So take these words with you today. Let them walk beside you. Let them remind you that you are supported, loved, and guided far more than you may realize. And remember, you do not have to force miracles into your life. You only have to accept that they are already finding their way to you. Before we part, I want to leave you with something very gentle, something you can carry with you long after these words fade into silence. Morning is never just a habit, it is a choice. Each time you open your eyes, you are not only waking up to a new day, you are choosing how you will meet life. You are choosing whether you will greet it with resistance or with openness, with fear or with trust, with criticism or with love. The world does not decide first. You do. Your inner state becomes the invitation you send out. When you rush, life rushes back. When you soften, life softens with you. When you begin your morning with acceptance, you are quietly telling the universe, I am ready to receive goodness. And the universe is always listening. You don't need to do this perfectly. You don't need to feel inspired every day. You only need to remember that you have a choice, even on the mornings that feel heavy, even on the days that seem ordinary. A single loving thought can redirect the entire day. A single moment of kindness toward yourself can open space for something unexpected and beautiful. So as you move into your day now, take one breath with me. Let your shoulders relax. Let your heart soften. And say it, slowly and kindly, as a declaration of trust rather than effort. I accept miracles today, not because you are hoping for something magical to appear, but because you are choosing to live in openness, in allowance, in quiet faith. Life responds to that choice. It always has, and my dear, it always will.